excuse me. Pray today that God is blessing you and you're doing well. And again, if you want to share anything, please feel free to share anything we're doing. We're just trying to spread the gospel. I want to talk to you today about how blessed we are. We are truly a blessed people. Now, do we have our problems in the United States? Absolutely. We got problems. But we are so blessed. And you know, we are so blessed that we have people making things up that's wrong. You know, there are people who make up phobias, and, you know, we have this offense culture is the one that gets, everybody's offended by everything. I'm not offended by anything because offense is a choice. We have people making up stuff just to say, hey, I have it rough. No, we don't have it rough. Our ancestors had it rough. You know, if you want to really think about it, for some folks, this would be their parents, grandparents. Some it's their great-grandparents and others. Think about the World War II generation. You talk about having it rough. They lived through a Great Depression. Now look, we've been in a very big downturn because of COVID, but you know, it's been inconvenient in many ways. And I know a lot of folks are hurting, so don't take me wrong. There are a lot of folks hurting. But we have a lot of folks who are saying, oh, it's so rough. Well, no, it's not like our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents during the Great Depression. Just so you know, my dad and them had to catch their lunch. And they had to set out rabbit boxes and other things. Yeah, they didn't know where their next meal was coming from. They lived hard. People lived like that, not knowing how they were going to pay for anything, not knowing where their meal was coming from. So yeah, we need to remember they had it rough. Then they fought a world war against true fascists. It was a horrible thing. How people could do those things to one another is beyond me. It was horrifying. And they didn't know if they would come out on the winning side or not. We know now how it ends up. And Hitler and, you know, Mussolini and, you know, the Japanese Empire all went down in flames, and thank God they did. But they didn't know true suffering, to be in the jungles, you know, of the western part of the war, suffering in the mud, in the muck, each and every day, being, you know, hunted down, to be over in Nazi Germany, trying to fight against that horrid thing. We don't understand what real suffering is. Well, they made fun of me. Well, okay, they made fun of you. Well, they don't agree with me. Well, so they don't agree with me. A lot of people don't agree with me. Get over it. Grow up. Get a life, my friend. Well, somebody thinks differently than me. Well, then get over it and grow up and get a stinking life, my friend. Don't make up that you're oppressed. And I'll tell you what, a lot of our Christian friends do this. A lot of folks in my, my neck of the woods do this. Well, you know what? During Christmas, I always love the war on Christmas. Starbucks didn't put such and such. I don't care what they put on the cup. Who cares? It's not a war on Christmas. You know what? And just because somebody puts Xmas in front of it, Chi for Christ. No, there's not a war on Christmas. We're able to celebrate. Are there some people that don't like it and would love to give? Sure. Get a life too, Christian friends. Let's deal with it and do what we've got to do. But let's quit making up stuff. Let's quit acting like everything is against us. We live out probably in the best times the world has ever seen. Modern medicine, you know, we are blessed. The poorest among us live better than 95% of the rest of the world. The poorest among us have plenty to eat generally. They have electricity, air conditioning, generally have a car, and that's the poorest among us. Might not be the best. And there are plenty of ways they could be uplifted. I promise you, plenty of ways. But we need to realize we lived in a blessed and a wonderful country. And we lived in a blessed and a wonderful world. And I pray today that we would understand how blessed we truly are, and that God has shined upon us in many ways. And we need to remember that. And we need to remember those who truly did suffer and have truly been through many things for us, and have paved this way that we can live the peaceable and decent life that we do. Pray today that God would bless and keep